This is general advice and my opinions only. CFDs are high risk, past performance isn't reliable. I may be long or short CFDs and stocks mentioned. Content may contain language that offends some viewers. LEVRD operates as corporate authorised representative 001318377 under AFSL 548573. You can find our financial services guide via the LEVRD website link in the show notes.
And stop loss haters, hope you had a good bloody long weekend. Let's rip in. Still don't know what's going on. Going either direction. LME was closed last night, so commodity prices, which we'll get into, no big changes. It'll bloody start flowing through today, no doubt. But I guess where are we at after yesterday? I'll tell you what, Thursday's when it went to shit. Gold was up, then Trump fucking comes out and says he's going to blow the living shit out of him for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and gold dropped, equities dropped, everything went to shit. So gold's back at 46.56, copper 5.57 a pound. What else we got? Nothing heaps has moved because of the LME close. Big one's probably Brent crude, back up to $109 a barrel. So the oil price is still up. The war is still going on. Uranium's back up a bit to $85 a pound. US 10-year yield at 4.34%. Now, majors overnight. Bit of red on screen. Albemarle was down 3%. Cameco down 2.5%. The Goldies, Barrick and Newmont down 1 and a bit percent. Freeport down 0.75%. And I guess the conflicting frickin' news that was coming out last night from Reuters. First article come out that said, Iran, US received plan to end hostilities, immediate ceasefire, source says. Plan to be agreed on Monday, two-stage deal envisaged, ceasefire, then final agreement. Ceasefire could reopen Strait of Hormuz immediately. And then you've got coming out, Iran rejects ceasefire. As Trump says, entire country can be taken out. So they've rejected the temporary ceasefire, demand permanent end of the conflict. Their response included lifting sanctions, safe passage in Strait of Hormuz, reconstruction, and Trump just says, continues with his Tuesday deadline, 8 p.m. Eastern American time tonight, which will be our morning, no doubt, and he pretty much says he's going to attack all their civilian infrastructure. So, still don't know what's going on. Have no fucking idea. This is another deadline moment. Is he going to follow through with blowing the crap out of more bridges and power plants and everything? Based on history, it would indicate no, but who frickin' knows? I'll tell you what, who knows? So tonight we'll see what happens if there's another taco moment, as in Trump chickening out, or if he's just going to launch into him. Who knows? Don't know. I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. The one person that probably knows, the person that's punting those the big oil punts and the S&P punts just before the news comes out, and they're making tens of millions of dollars. Oh, illegal. Illegal. Can't do it. But tell you what, I wouldn't sneeze at 60 million. Far out. Right. Lotus. Can't win a trick. Good old Lotus. Production update today saying that on the weekend, 4th of April, it has to replace 2 newly installed electrical control panels in the drying and packaging area of its Kayokera uranium mine in Malawi. And the incident is expected to result in production downtime of approximately 3 weeks for repairs, testing and recommissioning. So the mining operations will continue, but the drying and packaging of uranium, the shit they're selling, is paused for the next 3 weeks. So they do say the Kayokera sulfuric acid plant is now ready for hot commissioning. However, they've got full level of acid inventory on site, and the hot commissioning and acid production will be deferred until uranium production resumes. So the rock production is continuing. The actual uranium yellowcake bloody production is not resuming. So anyway, Lotus down about 8%. Again, you can see by the share price chart here, there would be some pissed off shareholders. So over $3. They raised money back down into the twos, now hemorrhaged down to $1.27.5. It is got to keep your eye on it because far out, as soon as this company gets some momentum, if they ever get momentum with the, what is it, £2.5 million they're producing, considering the market cap and everything at the moment after how much it's hemorrhaged, it's one of those hated ones that, Jesus Christ, once they're hated, they can double very quickly as well. So it could go either way, or it could keep just having dramas and just be an absolute basket case. Couple of pre-production quarterlies out. Capricorn, the bloody can deliver 30.3 thousand ounces at Karlawinda. Year-to-date gold production of 93,000 ounces, on track to achieve the upper end of FY26 guidance. Where are we? Good lift on the grade, 0.95 grams per tonne going through. Second highest for the last 4 quarters. 91% recovery, which was nearly the highest, as high as June quarter last year. So tracking bloody well. Have a look at that. It's gone from like $16 down to, went into the 9s, and I think it's back up today 4% or so, back into the 11s. So yeah, it's but they do keep delivering. So saying Capricorn not currently impacted by any diesel fuel supply issues. The cash and gold on hand at the end of this quarter was 507 million. So 50 mil added to the balance sheet. And that's including the 50 mil of CapEx that was spent on the Karlawinda expansion program and the Mount Gibson project. Ramelius, bit of a poor quarter on the other hand. Gold production of 38,000 ounces. It came under well over 10% under visible alpha estimates of what they were going to pump out. They attributed it to a planned 6-day shutdown at Mount Magnet and haul road closures due to the significant rainfall associated with Cyclone Narelle. So that impacted gold production in March. And they said stockpiles they've got stockpiles of 56,000 tonne at 3.7 grams from Dalgaranga and 8,000 tonne at 3.36 grams from Penny. So that equates to about 7,500 ounces sitting there in stockpiles ready to process. Now, considering when that Cyclone Narelle was pretty much the last week of March, last week and a bit, I'd assume most of the impact there was probably from the shutdown, I would imagine. But so they would have probably been behind anyway by the looks if you take out the cyclone. But still saying they're on track for midpoint of guidance, 185 to 205,000 ounces. So what for the midpoint, for the bottom end, they need about 50,000 ounces. So they're obviously a bit under at the moment. So they've averaged 50,000 ounces a quarter if you take out this quarter, so 38,000. The prior 2 quarters, they averaged 50,000 ounces. So they did say the Q break of day cutbacks moving into higher grade ore zones. They've got the stockpiles there. So their actual cash and gold was pretty in line with visible alpha, 606 million. But that could be comment from Hayden Bairstow saying that could be just delayed payment for some of the Mount Magnet CapEx. So not necessarily saying it's behind, but the production was weaker, but the cash was pretty in line. So, and that's considering they've spent already 110 million on the share buyback. So that's 110 of the 250 million. So they're 44% through that share buyback program. So they're pumping it into it. You can see the share price down from low $5, now sitting at, look, it was down nearly back to 330, back up to 370 today. I think it's a bit higher now on the open. So yes, very interesting. They're saying they've done an assessment on the diesel supply chain issue. They're saying they're not currently impacted, but they've done a trigger action response plan, a TARP, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and level 4 is pretty much the shittest. And it's saying even if there's level 4 impact, which is protect critical services for all Australians if there's a diesel shortage, It shows that Mount Magnet, the mill, will continue operations and process existing stockpiles because 98% of the power generation is sourced from solar and natural gas, only 2% diesel. And they've got 3 million tonne at 0.89 grams sitting there. So that's in excess of 12 months mill feed. So if worst case scenario, they would still be able to just shut down mining, process dirt, and make cash effectively. So that's worst case scenario. Now, what do we got? Core, lithium's back. Lithium's back when Core Lithium is going mining again. Have a look at this. Surface mining contract awarded to NRW for open pit mining at the Grants deposit at the Finniss lithium operation in Northern Territory. Mobilisation to commence immediately with mining and ore production in May 2026. So that's going to give them access to 780,000 tonne of ore to produce approximately 134,000 tonne of SC5 spodumene concentrate. And that'll be coming out starting to get shipped in the December quarter this year. And the BP33 underground box cut and civil infrastructure site works have commenced. Now, to my knowledge, that is out for tender at the moment, that underground contract. Be interesting to see who pops up there. I'd say your mobs like McMahon, who have just lost the Leonora operations from Genesis, will be going pretty bloody hard at that to get a hold of it. I reckon developer'd be having a sniff as well, because who knows what is going to happen with the Bellevue contract, which I would assume is going to be... I reckon McMahon's will be going hard at that too. You've got Develop in there already. Do they want to stay there? Are they going to get given the contract extension? Or is Barminco sniffing around as well? Is Burncut getting asked to go there? It's so interesting. Love underground mining. There we go. Next one, Rox. You and me project financing completed. Signing of syndicated facility agreement. I reckon this is it's not completed. It's fucking close, but drawdown of this debt facility is subject to conditions precedent customary for a project financing of this nature. We will now work with the syndicate banks to achieve financial close. So there's still conditions precedent to satisfy. Don't know what they are. I don't know if it's more drilling. Don't know if it's more met work. Some work is still required and money still to go out the door to satisfy conditions precedent to draw down the debt to rebuild you and me effectively. They've got the equity component that they'll go through first. They'll draw down on the debt in the September 2026 quarter, but still subject to conditions precedent. Don't know what they are, don't know when they're going to be satisfied, but it's sort of been kicked back 6 months to draw that debt down to what was initially guided. So, yes, I wouldn't say it's completed. It's not completed. Right, Maddie's Fund. Fuck my life. Bloody Breakthrough got hammered on Friday. Back down at 14 cents. Fuck my life. So that makes everything just look really bad. Haven't touched anything. One more day of the trading ban. So we've still got WAF, Brightstar, Talk, and Medallion. Everything got a bit hammered the other day. And hence, shit. 103. God, down 19.5% the other day. Fuck. A lot of that's with Breakthrough. So anyway, Breakthrough, at least Breakthrough's, it's a share. Even if everything goes to shit, I've still got it. I can't lose it. It can't get taken away from me. I love it. So that's where we're sitting. So I haven't touched anything. And like what I'm thinking at the moment, before I have a look at the screen, I could start thinking, right, if gold rebounds, we've got Ramelius with a weak quarter. So I could infer, okay, there's going to be effects of rain possibly on the likes of Westgold, New Murchison, Catalyst, Maker, that are in that Murchison area. And are they going to have a weaker March quarter with that last week impacts? Don't know. Don't know if any of these smaller companies have had diesel supply issues. I still think like there's some possible guidance risks to the likes of Orabanda, Bellevue, Black Cat. Not sure if Black Cat have had issues with diesel supply yet, and Paulson's been solely relying on it. Who knows? I could start punting the shorts to hedge this, but I feel that everything is outweighed on what this freaking gold price is going to do in this highly volatile time based on what Trump is going to friggin' do. So if I start get tricky with the bloody shorts, I could lose any upside on the gold. I could go all right on the down and protect it, but I'm just thinking at the moment I'm just going to not frickin' touch anything until this thing stabilises. I might eat me humble pie here if this war just fucking absolutely breaks out and inflation just destroys everything. I don't know. I can't see Trump letting a market meltdown happen. I think he'll just stimulate the shit out of the economy, which will, maybe lower interest rates and help the gold price. So pretty much the ones I'm in at the moment, Brightstar, Medallion, WAF and Talk, they're still waiting on upside. Talk's yet to have the full knacker effect of this new management team. They haven't actually released any information yet about their next steps of drilling or anything. Not sure if they've got a drill rig or not or what's going on there, but the next play there hasn't even been released yet. And if it's anything like the Spartan journey, I've just got to frickin' hold it and not touch it. Brightstar is, considering they've raised at 50 cents and they're bloody sitting at the mid-30s, and they are fully funded with debt and equity. Approvals should be coming through soon for the Goldfields development. So we'll start seeing, hopefully, pictures of concrete getting laid and show that this fucking story is real about what is going on out at the Goldfields and the project they're building. So that one is just... That one I've got to not touch either. Same as Medallion, plenty of organic opportunity at Forestania, I believe. They're fully funded at the moment. And WAF also waiting on the outcome at Burkina, and it's probably the most undervalued, it's been touted as one of the most undervalued gold companies based on how much cash they generate, how many ounces they produce, but they've got the big Burkina discount. So I think where would my money be better spent than just sitting there not touching? So maybe when this trading ban stops, I'm not going to fucking touch anything. I'm thinking that at the moment. We'll find out tomorrow. Once I'm back in the game, I might get a bit trigger happy. Who knows? Let's have a look across the screen.
3, 2, 1, let's fuck!
Righto. Me bloody gold oppies. I've just got to ride them out. I've got the end of the month. If I get to 5,100 or 4,100, fucking we're laughing. So who knows where it's going. So, God, I might get wiped out on premium there, but we'll wait and see. What do we got? WAF's up 1.5%, $3.29. Brightstar, pretty flat, 37 cents. Same as Talk, 43 cents. Medallion up 3.8 to 40.5. So not bad. A bit of green on screen today, actually. And I think, where's good old fucking Breakthrough? Breakthrough. I think she's up to 15 cents, 15 and a half. So that's going to make me balance look a bit better. It's irrelevant, bit of creative accounting. The Goldies, who's up on the Goldies? Greatland is absolutely flying. Have a look at this bloody rebound. Greatland's gone from $9 back up to $13.38 in absolute no time. Greatland. Go bloody Stewie Hines. You'd be friggin' happy at the moment. Even Northern Star. Have a look at this for a rebound. Back up to $22.65. Going back from $17 up to $22.65. So bit of green on screen for the Goldies today. So because so much come out on Friday. And yeah, what do we got? Iron ore. Majors are up, BHP's up 3%, Rio's up 2.3%, MinRes back at $55, 4.7%. Nickel, Centaurus, 61.5. Interesting. What's in the interesting pile? Oh, best performer, Breakthrough, 7%, though it's bloody been absolutely hammered, so I'm not taking that as a win. New Murchison starting to rebound, 5.2 cents. Alicano, same, $1.74. Gateway, 6.3, up 5%. Caprice, sitting at about 8 cents, up 3.9. Lithium, what is Lithium up to? Core Lithium up nearly 10%, 28 cents. Delta having a kick, 23 cents, up 6.98. IGO up 4%. Linetown up 3.2. Oh, how good was the Tony O interview? What good energy. That's been getting some good feedback. Thanks to all the punters that loved it. Copper, what is copper doing today? Develop up 5%, back to 474. Jesus Christ. That's been a freaking good rebound as well. Down to bloody 360, back to 470. Down from, I guess, the high of 570. Oh, God, that's interesting. Oh, fucking interesting. So she's a bit of green on screen today. Sandfire up 2.5%, back to 1678. What's the silver miners doing? Boab, 41 cents. Pretty flat. So not much action on the silver. Uranium, I'd say the worst performer will be Lotus. Where's Lotus at? Down 6.4. Was down nearly 10. Best performer, Cauldron, 5.1, 5.2, up 18.6. John O'Fisher, the biggest pest on social media and WhatsApp. Jesus Christ. Deep Yellow, $1.84, $1.85, up 3%. Bloody Cauldron. Cauldron just got added to a beta shares ETF. So that thing's fucking tell you what. Oh, that cracks me up, that stock. God, I was a holder for a while. Boss Energy, $1.62. So a bit of green on screen. Fucking Cauldron's had. Oh, bloody Hux. Hux, if you're listening, mate, good on you. Good on you. You've had a win. Fucking down 2.2 up to 5.2. Look at that for a launch. Jesus Christ. Has that got any fucking news out today besides being added to the ETF? Where are we yet? Nah, that's it. Cauldron included in Beta Shares Global Uranium ETF. Oh, that is hilarious. That's a fucking go uranium. Oh, ISR in WA. We'll see how that one goes. Righto, there we go. So got a couple of I've got a couple of interviews this week. Couple more companies. What do we got? We've got a silver, most likely, not locked in yet. A gold. And I'm going to be doing plenty more. So what I'm thinking, this is how I'm rolling. While I'm making these punts or making decisions before or after I punt or whether I'm going to keep holding the punts, I'm just going to talk to the MDs on the show. We're doing company interviews. And because I want to hear it from their mouth, what's going on. And then if it doesn't go that way and they've told me something different, they'll be in the bloody sin bin. So, yes, it'll be company interviews, but structured as essentially a fucking buy or sell side person talking to them, even though that is not me. I'm a fucking YouTuber that is an ex-underground miner, but that is how I'm going to be researching as well. I'm talking to the MDs. So there's going to be plenty more. If you want to come on the show, you let me know. Go to LEVRD.live, the website. There's a contact me thing there. Get me on LinkedIn, however you want to get in touch. But if your company wants to come on, you let me know and I'll give you a grilling to see if I'm going to have a punt or not. And the one I'm getting is people don't want to come on because they'll be afraid I'll short the stock. So, well, here's an idea. Come on and convince me not to short your stock. So, righto. Cheers, punters. Have a good week. Give us some love, Trump, for fuck's sake. Come on. Righto. Cheers.